Why does the UK want the Tate brothers in court here now? Andrew and Tristan Tate, who are dual British-US citizens, already face some charges in the UK. But you might remember this from earlier this month. They were arrested in the US after British authorities charged them with a combined 38 new counts.
The charges relate to 7 victims spanning a period from 2010 to 2017. I can now confirm that officers from the United States have arrested both Andrew and Tristan Tate in relation to this matter overnight, and they have been detained pending ongoing legal proceedings.
The new charges against Andrew Tate include rape and crimes relating to sex trafficking and indecent images of a child. He now faces a total of 42 charges in the UK. Tristan Tate faces 17, with the new charges against him also including rape and counts to do with trafficking for sexual exploitation. The brothers have previously denied doing anything wrong, and after their latest arrest...
When you drag somebody's name through the media, when you slander them, when you defame them, when you accuse them of heinous and terrible allegations, the process becomes the punishment until you can clear your name. They've been clearing their names domestically and abroad for years. This is just the next logical conclusion in that situation.
What's going on now is a series of court hearings in America to determine whether they can be brought to the UK. Extradition is the official legal process, which can take a long time, where one country sends someone to the place where they are accused of a crime. The UK wants the US to do that, but why hasn't this happened before, when the Tate brothers first faced charges here? Let's look back, because it has tried. In 2024, Bedfordshire police got European arrest warrants for the pair to have them returned from Romania, where they are also under criminal investigation. At the time, a Romanian court ruled that separate case had to conclude before they could be sent to the UK. In 2025, travel restrictions against them in Romania were lifted, and they've been able to go to the US. Meanwhile, police in the UK have kept working on their case, looking into a number of offences in what they have called a complex investigation. That led to the new charges, the brothers' arrest in the US, and the request for them to be brought to the UK. So the obvious key difference now compared to 2024 is that they're in the US, not Romania. And that's something I've been trying to read a little bit more about, because the UK and the US do have an agreement that allows people to be sent to either country from the other in relation to many alleged offences. Professor Gemma Davies is a Durham Law School associate and said it was relatively rare for an extradition request between the two countries to be refused. She said it's fairly common to extradite between the two, which means it's well traversed from a legal perspective. And we are two countries that have fairly similar legal systems in terms of criminal justice. But if we're asking what's different now, well, actually, there is one thing still the same. The case still going on in Romania, and Bill Bowring, who's a law professor in London, told us that's still a major complication. Now, the BBC has asked the Crown Prosecution Service what its stance is on that. The CPS brings forward criminal cases in England and Wales. There have been ongoing calls from lawyers of alleged victims in the UK for the brothers to face the justice system here. It appears that's something police have been looking into for the past few years, with the CPS saying that the latest arrest is the result of what it called a further file of evidence. Well, it will be hoping Andrew and Tristan Tate are in a UK court soon. There are now a total of 59 charges facing them, which they have denied. Whether they will is up to the US. It'll go through the courts there, and then the final decision rests with the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
These cases have a process that they go through in the courts. My understanding is that they're involved in that judicial process. And so that'll play itself out at this point. And there's no role for us to play at this moment, or maybe ever, in that regard. But I'm not going to opine on something that's still working through a legal process.
The Tate's lawyer reckons the process would take around 60 days. But an expert here has suggested it could actually take much longer than that, especially with any delays from appeals.